been to the cross and said, Lord, I have sinned. I'm sorry for my sin. I'm willing to change my way of life.
Have you ever asked God for forgiveness? That's a tough question. I'm not sure I have. I don't bring God into that picture. I don't.
Just when I thought this election couldn't get any more interesting, we have a new contingent of people for Harris. And it's not who I was expecting. Evangelicals for Harris. That was not on my 2024 election bingo card in the slightest. So let's take a look at this. Yeah, this is a real thing. I did a quick Google search and found it immediately, so that's a good sign. But I'm kind of shocked that this, especially coming from like the Billy Graham contingent of Christians, because those tend to be the ones that lean a little more Trumpian. The ones that tend to care more about like the morals and policing, people's lives and bodies. But all right, well, this is here. Let's do learn more here. Economic growth. Trump talks, he promised 4% growth per year. But even in his best year in 2018, he only managed 2.9% after a massive tax giveaway to corporations and the rich. In 2019, growth fell to 2.3%. The tax giveaways were a bust. Growth averaged 2.6% during Trump's first 3 years. During the pandemic in 2020, there was negative growth at minus 2.8%. But everybody says, well, we're going to grade them on a curve because of COVID, but they don't do that for, Biden. So I'm done taking that for anything but just, word salad. Jobs, Trump talk. In 2016, Trump promised that his plan would create 25 million jobs in 10 years. Again, this guy's just lack of understanding of numbers is just beyond hilarious to me. Everything has to be like these grandiose numbers. He can never just be like, yeah, you know what, we might create like maybe 5 million jobs. 25 million! But when he left office, there were fewer jobs in the country than when he started. I mean, that is just an objective truth. Manufacturing. Trump promised to bring back manufacturing. We will bring back our jobs. We will bring back our borders. We will bring back our wealth. We will bring back our dreams. Inaugural address 2017. The whole borders thing. Yeah, very Christian. But his trade war led to the Federal Reserve declaring a technical recession in 2019 for the sectors, well before the pandemic created more losses. That is not talked about enough at all. For the guy that created the greatest economy, that is never brought up. And again, pre-pandemic. Beginning in 2019, Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Pennsylvania experienced a downward slide of manufacturing jobs. Oh, weird. What do those states all have in common? It couldn't be, that they hold this entire country hostage. This led the way for even greater losses during the mishandled pandemic, when the states lost 20,000 to 40,000 manufacturing jobs. I like how we're always talking about jobs with COVID, but not I think it was like 1.7 million people that died. Mr. Trump has made some wild promises and claims about health care. Sorry, the fact that we entertain the idea that this man even thought about healthcare, where he probably literally just said, wait a minute, are you the healthcare guy? What, are you the health czar? Well, you take care of it because I don't know anything about healthcare. I don't even have a real doctor. I'm going to take care of everybody. The government's going to pay for it. That, again, nobody holding him to account on this stuff, but they'll literally dissect Kamala's words and Kamala. Sorry, I'm nervous to say her name now. That whole like Kamala, like you're being disrespectful discourses ever since that started happening. Now I'm just like, oh, did I say it right? All right, my first day in office, I'm going to ask Congress to put a bill on my desk getting rid of this disastrous law and replacing it with reforms that expand choice, freedom, and affordability. You're going to have such great health care with it. You're going to have such great health care with a tiny fraction of the cost, and it's going to be so easy. If we don't repeal and replace Obamacare, we will destroy healthcare in America. We're signing a healthcare plan within 2 weeks. 2 weeks. A full, complete healthcare plan. That was in July 19th, 2020. We're going to be doing a very inclusive healthcare plan. I'll be signing it sometime soon. Might be Sunday, but it might be sometime soon. July 31st, 2020. I'll be coming up with a much better, much less expensive alternative. People will be so happy, not sad. We're going to fight for a much better healthcare than Obamacare. Obamacare is such a catastrophe. Thankfully, all of Mr. Trump's boasts about replacing Obamacare never came to pass. Yeah, thank you, John McCain. That's because the 2017 Republican alternative to Obamacare would have resulted in 32 uninsured within a decade. 32 million, not just 32. Wow, sorry. Mr. Trump and his team did what they thought they could destroy. Obamacare, including gutting programs to help people navigate the marketplace and find insurance and allowing dishonest outfits to sell bogus plans. That wasn't happening, you know. Ooh. Anyway, the result if fully implemented, chaos and instability in the healthcare system. Again, like they were talking about making cuts to Medicaid and Medicare. All right. Well, for the economic growth for Biden and Harris, the economy has grown 22% under Biden and Harris compared to the 14% growth of Trump. Growth averaged 3.4% in Biden and Harris's first 3 years, while Trump managed 2.6 in his first 3 before the. It is so weird. Like, I'm actually kind of shocked at how well put together this website is and how well stated this stuff is. Like, shocking. Because they're hitting these bullet points that I'm seeing a lot of political websites not even covering. All right, jobs. 14 million jobs 14 million jobs and counting have been created under Biden and Harris. Biden and Harris beat Trump every year on job creation, even excluding 2020 when the pandemic hit. Such a wealth of jobs has led to low unemployment during the Biden-Harris administration and the longest stretch of unemployment below 4% in over 50 years. Again, not talked about enough. This includes the lowest unemployment numbers in history for Hispanics, blacks, and persons with disabilities. This long stretch of unemployment has led to wage increases for the average family worker, adding $1,400 to the yearly family budget. But the bacon is so high, it's bankrupting America. The Biden-Harris economy has added 800,000 manufacturing jobs. This includes a manufacturing jobs comeback after a recession has been the biggest in over 50 years. Again, I have a plant right by me that reopened because of Joe Biden. Biden-Harris policy victories, the bipartisan infrastructure law, the CHIPS and Science Act, and the Inflation Reduction Act have all contributed to the manufacturing resurgence, with much more to come. Due to these policies, manufacturers have increased $220 billion over the last 18 months in construction. Car parts, construction materials, and computer chips will now be made in the USA instead of foreign countries, creating a wealth of new manufacturing jobs right here. Again, Trump wanted to, as much as he was talking about, they want to send your jobs to Mexico, they just want to take your jobs, somebody else is gonna do your job for cheaper, they're coming for your jobs. I mean, they've been talking about that again. They took your jobs. There's a reason they made a whole South Park episode about that. All right, and real quick, we're gonna tackle what they're doing for healthcare. everything here still has to do with Obamacare. But it has been updated. So Vice President Harris, once elected, will continue to defend your loved ones from the chaotic healthcare future of a second Trump presidency, as well as efforts by MAGA Trumpian members of Congress to tear down Obamacare. Her hard work on healthcare is for all of us. I am a little disturbed at how well put together this website is. Because I'm going to be completely honest with you. When I saw Evangelicals for Trump, I thought it was a joke at first. Which, yeah, I mean, it's very serious. This is kind of funny where, again, you're seeing all the Republicans for Trump. Again, I kind of thought it was a joke. I really didn't think that it was going to get much heat, but here we are. There's some actually pretty, prominent members of the caucus in doing the Republicans for Trump, or Republicans for Harris. Sorry, guys. I am still having my coffee this morning, so still getting my brain jazzed up. But I still cannot believe that this is even real. Man. And then they even have her faith story here, making sure that, they can't really denigrate her on that. Look at this. Man, all right, I gotta give them a lot of credit here, and it kind of pains me to say it, but giving Evangelicals credit is not exactly the easiest thing for me, especially me. I will be covering that in future videos, diving into my history with the church. But I do have to just say, I'm very happy to see this. I dare say I'm proud to see this, because this was what Christianity should be about. I always kind of thought, it was kind of wacky where, once we started injecting politics into our religious schooling, it was all pushing towards the right and Republicans, and, they were always trying to convince me of how evil these Democrats are. Well, I mean, it always seemed like, once I learned about socialism, I was like, oh, it seems like Jesus would be a socialist, but, what do I know? I'm just a guy with long hair, and, I did appreciate the look. I'll just say it. I always appreciated the look. Let's see, is there anything else here that is just screaming out that I need? I mean, beyond the donate, which goes... Oh, you know what? Real quick. Let's see if this goes... It does... It goes to the Kamala... It goes to the Harris campaign. That's crazy. It's not even... Okay. I'm going to give them all the credit in the world here. I'm not going to disparage. This is awesome to see. I'm just going to leave it at that. This is so cool to see. So you know what to do. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.